Hi, and welcome to Your Selling Podcast. I'm your host, Nikki Kirk, aka Your Selling Guide. I'm a small town girl who took a big risk and quit a steady corporate desk job to travel the U.S. in an RV. Along the way, I started selling on Amazon, grew a 7-figure business, visited all the lower 48 states, bought a farm, and today I am still doing what I love to do, selling on Amazon while helping other sellers do it too. Each week, I will share Amazon tips and tricks and bring in guests to share their stories, expertise, and tips on the platforms that they use. Think of this as a sit down with your Amazon bestie where you can learn, ask, start, and grow your online selling business. Welcome to Your Selling Pod.
Hey crew, and welcome back. Today we are in sunny Florida where we just wrapped up our first ever Amazon Sellers Meetup. So I'm here today with Becky Stillman. If you are in any of my groups, you know her as the admin, Becky. She's always in there helping answer questions. We both seem to have gotten the Florida allergies, so
absolutely.
Hopefully everything sounds great. Yeah. So how was the meetup for you?
It was awesome. It was a game changer. You know, it was really great connecting with everybody in person. It's a lot better than you're just clickety-clacking on the computer. So it was awesome. Met a lot of great people. Made some good memories for sure.
Yeah, everyone was really awesome, really nice. Like genuine. We all, I feel like everyone I talked to said that they learned something from just talking to other sellers.
Yeah.
That's one of the big things of why I'm always talking to people. Like, you don't have to be in my community. Just get in a community, a nice community, because you know Facebook groups can go either way.
Sideways, yeah.
So someone who's a nice community that is just helpful and giving you, helpful answers, not snarky answers.
Yeah.
So we got in on Wednesday and Thursday, and the meetup happened over 2 days. So on Friday, we met at a sunset cruise. I should have looked up where we went. I think it was Villanelle Beach.
Yeah, Villanelle Beach.
And we took the cruise out, and then it was kind of fun. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what we did. But we took the cruise out, and then after the cruise, it was just an hour sunset cruise. But after the cruise, a couple people wanted to get drinks, so that was cool because everyone ended up going over to get drinks at a restaurant, which was right there. So that was really fun. And then after that, we, just dispersed. And then the next day we went over and we went to Salt Life Food Shack here on St. Augustine Beach. And we had the more, I don't know if it's official, but people could pick which one they wanted to go to or to come to both.
Or come to both, yeah.
Because it was really cool because we met Brandon and he literally signed up last minute and rushed over. We held the boat for him.
Brand new seller, y'all. Brand new. I'm talking brand new. It was talking about his store name, making a store name up right there with us.
Yeah.
Super enthusiastic and just really ready to jump on and get rolling with his Amazon journey. So that was really cool.
Yeah, that was fun. So we were telling him, well, don't tell people your store name. You don't want people to know.
Top secret.
I mean, you can tell your friends and family if you want and you trust them.
Yeah,
but
yeah. We're giving him all the tips. Because he's like, oh, what should I... And I'm like, no. Figure it out, but don't tell anybody. So that was really cool.
Yeah, and I was telling him, I've changed my name 3 times. My store name has changed over the years.
Yeah, I've changed it twice, and I'm about to change it a 3rd time, just for my LLC. But yeah, it changes. When you first start, you have visions of what it's going to be, and then you get going, and you're like, okay, no, I know what's up now, so I'm gonna change it up. And you can change it as many times as you want. It doesn't affect anything, so that's really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like an Instagram username. You can pick whatever name you want and change it. So he was brand new, just starting his account. We also had, I think one of my main takeaways was after the first night where we went on the sunset cruise and then we went out to drinks. Derek was telling that he's like, it's like having coworkers and hanging out with friends, because we don't really have coworkers. Maybe some people, you have your kids or your coworkers.
Yeah, but it's nice to be able to have people that understand your language, basically, that understand your job. They understand if you say, oh man, I got an IP alert. They don't look at you like you have 3 heads. So they know what you're going through. So they've got that experience, and it's nice. It's just nice to talk about your Amazon life and your selling life, and have other people that you're able to bounce ideas off of, or
who just understand it in a way that your family might not.
Yeah, they want to understand you, but they're like, I really don't know what she's talking about. So.
Yeah, you're frustrated. I get that, but I don't know.
Yeah. And you can drop a couple words and everybody's like, oh, yeah, that sucks. And it's nice. It's nice to have that community and to be able to, see people, like I said, in person. It's a lot different. We all know interactions in person are always better than just clickety clacking on a laptop or on a phone. So that was really cool.
Yeah, it's like you make friends super fast because you already have that thing in common, the Amazon selling. So you're able to just connect really quickly. There was Amelia who lives here, Kadisha who lives here, quite a few people who live in the area.
Yeah, Bill I
Oh,
think
Florida, yeah.
he's more like
Central or like
central.
yeah. But then we also had Cynthia who came in from North Carolina, and Belinda came from Georgia with her husband, so that was cool to meet them. And I got to go sourcing with Belinda. It was so much fun. I was telling Becky, I have not really sourced with anyone else, like actually scanning products. I know you do all the time, and you love when Athena goes with you.
Yeah. I miss it. I love it. It's so fun. You divide and conquer, but like you can have that chit chat. Like I normally put my headphones on, I'm listening to a podcast or whatever, but it's really nice to be able to have someone there with you that they may spot things that you didn't even skate, things that you've walked past. So it's really cool to have that second set of eyes there.
It was a lot. And I learned that you can tap the name of the product title on your Amazon seller app. If you tap the product title, it takes you to the features and details where Jason is. I did not know that.
I didn't know.
I just saw her do it and I was like, what? Did you just get to that?
Always learning.
She's like, yeah.
That's the coolest part about networking, meeting other people, is that they teach you. We all still learn stuff all the time. And it's great because there is so much in Amazon and Amazon selling. It's very complex, as we all know. So it's a lot of tips and tricks that help.
Yeah, everything is always changing. I just did a video about not sales tax, income tax, and how to pull the reports. And already Amazon has changed how to pull the report.
Yeah.
So we're like,
And it's ever changing. We all know it. Once you get comfortable, Amazon goes, look what I can do, and swaps it up. So.
And then the other thing that happened while we were here, because there's always something with Amazon, is that Dallas or Fort Worth warehouse.
AFW1. We all got a letter that stated that there was a weather emergency that occurred on December 13th. And Amazon's going to be evaluating what inventory we have there. And in April, they'll decide whether, what the reimbursement will be for it. So that was a good one. We all kind of got it at the same time. We're like, oh, lovely.
And they're proactive and they're like, if you don't like how much we reimburse you, here's what you do. That was my favorite line. I was like, so they're just already telling us that we are not going to like it.
No. It was a lot of bras for me. So, anyways, if y'all were shopping some Kohl's sales, that's what got hit with me. So I'm not sure, but there's ways to run that report. We were digging into it. So if you got hit with it as well, take a look. Because make sure you get your glass of wine or coffee or whatever. It'll calm you down at the moment before you run that report, because it's a rough one. But anyways.
Yeah, so Becky found how to pull the report because I haven't had time to look it up. But so thank you. So I'll drop it in the show notes for all you listening if you want to know what inventory you have in what warehouse at any given time, but especially that warehouse.
That specific one.
One of the other things that was cool about the meetup is that people went sourcing on it. You guys all know that I love to travel source. Anytime I can, I'm always going back to Oregon for grocery outlet. But a lot of the people who came, like Cynthia went thrifting, Bill went sourcing while he was here. I went sourcing with Belinda while we were both here out of town. It's kind of interesting because you think that Florida has a lot of sellers. They just have a lot of people, but they also have a lot of stores. So it's kind of the same. It's not like there's not stuff. And as soon as I went into the Walmart with Belinda, I was telling her about the cold medicine shortage and this is what I'm looking for. And I saw one of the hot products there and I was like, great, this is a great sign. This Walmart is clearly not sourced. So we're going to do good.
Yeah. And you can even simple things. I slipped up to my room and I was doing OA in between different events and, was able to find a certain website that was going out of business and was able to source that. And, I sourced about $1,500 profit in 45 minutes sitting on my, on my hotel bed with I had a bit of sunburn. So I was nursing my sunburn and, it's there. And, business is business. We're always hustling. We're always chasing that dollar. So you can do it, and you can do it in places with palm trees and beaches if you want to. So remember that, snowbirds.
Yeah, one of the things I remember when we went to Key West last year, I was like, wow, there's a lot of stores here. You could totally come sourcing here, business trip, and stay in Key West.
I may have done that. I may have done that. So, think outside the box, obviously talk to your CPA, find out all the rules and regulations, but it's very flexible for business owners. So take those trips. Take those trips.
There's what is the YouTube CPA guy?
Not Your Dad's CPA is one of them, and My Amazon Tax Guy is another one.
Yeah, so that's a couple of different people told me about him. I know I've heard about him, but if that's a good like YouTube channel to tune into if you have questions and don't yet have a CPA. But yeah, we're just like spitballing here because so we're gonna go all crazy things. But I always recommend if you don't have a CPA or tax professional to just ask a friend or family member that you know who has a business who they use, and then like or a business that you respect, hopefully.
Absolutely.
But like,
yeah, absolutely. And that'll open your eyes up. There's even like if you're going to a mom and pop business, if you're going to a liquidator, if you're going someplace where there are community people, it's not like a big box place, talk to them. And this is a good networking thing as well. Really get to talk, get to know people, get to know your managers. I had one of my connections texting me pictures of one of my chases saying, "Do you want these?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, we got 26." I was in the airport. So, you make those open line of communication and talk to them. Say, "Hey, who do you use to do your taxes? Are you happy with them?" And, if they're happy and they're doing well and, the IRS doesn't come for them, then hey, get their contact info and you can always pay for like a short meeting with them and see if they're a good fit for your business.
yeah, that's the main thing is it doesn't have to be an Amazon. Anybody who understands business, you just have your retailer. So anyone who understands business can help you do your taxes. But I definitely heard about like everyone sharing the different YouTube channels that they watch. The weirdest, it's weird for me to even bring it up, but the crazy thing is how I'm helping change people's lives. And it's just weird to say, but that's like Yami said that, Kadisha, Cynthia.
I say it all the time. I say it all the time.
I'm just the one helping teaching you. You guys are the ones doing it, changing your lives. But I appreciate that because I'm the same way. Like the selling family helped me get started back in 2017. And it's like you feel that, like you feel empowered that someone gets you and understands
exactly.
and can show you the way to do it. So,
and I'm sure this will ring true with a lot of you. When I went through them all on YouTube, and when I stumbled across Nikki, I was like 5 videos in. I'm like, holy smokes. I'm like, this girl is like, she's like my neighbor. Like she's my sister. She's my friend. I'm like, I like her because she was honest. She wasn't trying to sell me anything. She wasn't posted up on a Lambo. She wasn't trying to sell me like, oh, you're going to make $1 million a month. And I'm not saying that's not possible, but it's a lot. It's up the road. You have to lay that foundation. And, I've been a member of Nikki's community since I started in August 2020. And game changer. And, she's one of my best friends today. And it's just, you find people that you really can gravitate to for their honesty and how genuine they are. And, that's the general consensus of everybody we ran into. They're like, yeah, Nikki's just straight up. And she'll tell you, she'll lay it to you straight, good, bad, or ugly. She's like, well, yeah, and she'll tell you. And we need realistic expectations. And, the business, how high we grow, that's up to us. So that's the most important thing. Like she helps us lay that solid foundation, and how high we choose to build our business. That's all us. That's all our grind and hustle. So absolutely.
Yeah, it was like so many people sell different things. Like Cynthia and Amelia do eBay. Amelia was talking about how she does used books. I get a lot of people ask me about books. I really don't do books, and when I do, they're new.
Yeah.
Unless they're like used books that I just happen to have in the RV, which is like very few books.
Yeah. Well, it's great to hear other people. Like there was 2 members of our community, Jason and Elizabeth. They saw me at an Ollie's, and they said, I never thought to scan the things that you got. And I'm like, and in my head, I'm thinking like, what? These are like things that I've been replanning forever. So it just shows. And that's another, fantastic thing about networking and about meeting other people is that things that you would never think to look at, they're looking at, and things that you share with them, they're like, man, I've never scanned that before. So, it's awesome to have, because it's very easy to get that tunnel vision when you walk into a store and, you hit your spots and ignore the rest of the store. So that helps.
It's like, Kadisha said she is now teaching, or she's pointed her sister-in-law to me and is helping her because they live in different areas in Florida. And she said she is doing this full time. She goes sourcing every day and she does 2 shipments a week, which is just
And
mind blowing.
she's got a son, like she's got a family, and it's just you grind, and it's all how bad you want to make it happen. It's not going to be easy. None of it's going to be easy. The people that say it's going to be easy are lying. It's a lot of hard work, and you can grow exponentially.
Yeah, it was exciting because we had people from all like different, Brandon's just starting, like just starting, hasn't even started.
Brandon.
And he's doing it. He does, I think he said he does real estate. And so he's doing it to have other sources of income. Because if you guys don't know this, you really want to have multiple sources of income so that if one dries up or you lose your job or whatever, you have this other thing going. Derek was able to quit his corporate job. So he's been doing it 2 years, I believe. And after a year, he quit his corporate job and now he just does this full time. So that's the goal, right? I always recommend keeping your job and starting this as a side hustle.
Absolutely. Yami, she was another one. Like she has a job, but she works from home and she's got a lot of downtime. So she's able to multitask. So she's pulling that paycheck. She's pulling those benefits. She's got that income stream, but then she also has that time. So like, hold on to that job as long as you can, because it's just multiple streams of income. Like Nikki said, that's massive. 6 to 8 is like some of the most, successful people on the planet. They all say 6 to 8 income streams is a minimum. So put that into your mind, 6 to 8 income streams. And, if you want to grow your wealth, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and they don't have to make like a lot of money every single one. It's just having those different options out there. So even if you're just a seller, but you're selling on Poshmark or Mercury or how the heck do you say it? Mercari. Or you're selling on Amazon, eBay, like you can have all of them with that one. We were all talking, it was really funny, those who do sell on eBay and people like me who have not started an eBay store yet, about how we need eBay to liquidate our Amazon stuff that goes wrong.
Yeah. And I have one and I loathe it. I'm very clear. I don't like eBay. I'm not a fan of it, but that's where my, if I get an IP complaint or a counterfeit complaint or something wonky goes sideways, or even a return, where if you sell something and they've removed the original tag or you can't turn it back and sell it on Amazon for whatever reason, or you don't want to, liquidate on one of these other avenues, because it works. It really does work. Cynthia, she's really successful selling on eBay, and she was like, "What do you mean you don't like eBay?" I say, "Oh," she said, "Oh, eBay's great." She said, "It's amazing. It does so well." And so it's a love-hate, relationship, but I do list on eBay and it does work. I really like to just scan it and list it. I don't want to have to take pictures, write descriptions, all that stuff. So that's just me. But, again, part of the work, part of the hustle.
Yeah, it like Belinda does Walmart. She said she only really does it during Q4. So we were all like, whoa, what? Like,
yeah,
it's just like...
yeah. That's another one, it's a massive marketplace. So, think outside the box. Don't just get that tunnel vision for Amazon, because there's so many different options out there.
So on Friday, what I like, or don't like, I should say, about any kind of corporate or meetup kind of thing is, when they do the weird icebreaker, it's it's awkward for everyone. I guess maybe that's why it's the icebreaker. But what I liked about this meetup and what I plan to do other meetups is the boat trip was the icebreaker. We were all, it wasn't so weird if you weren't talking to someone because you were looking or listening to the guide. The guides were awesome.
Yeah.
It was adventure boat tours here in Florida. But that was the good icebreaker. And then it's cool because I'm learning about what we're going to do on the next one, because we're definitely going to be doing more of these. The impromptu, I think that was one of my most favorite things, is we were all just walking back to our cars and someone was like, "Hey, you guys want to go get a drink?" And that literally is what you do with your coworkers.
Yeah. It was genuine and it wasn't forced, everybody was a little bit nervous going on the boat. People were kind of quiet and they were all, and it was so fun. It was beautiful. We got to see the sunset. We saw some dolphins. It was gorgeous. We learned a bit of the local, St. Augustine history, what a beautiful town it is. And, a lot of the history behind it. So the history buffs really enjoyed that. And it was just, I don't know, it was really nice. And as Nikki said, we're walking away going, hey, let's do this. And then everybody goes and gets drinks and has a meal, and it was a great time. And so, it just really flew. It was flowing naturally.
Yeah, it was really fun. And that was probably my favorite thing. And I was like, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Like, I liked having the two different things because, maybe not everyone wants to go on a boat. And of course, it was super windy that day.
So windy. It was so windy. We were taking bets on who was getting sick. And no one was. This captain, like he, obviously does it for a living. So it was smooth as butter. It was beautiful.
And then we had the meetup on Saturday we were supposed to be on the
rooftop, yeah.
Which then it just decided to rain only during the meetup hours.
Yeah, 5 minutes before it started, when we were about to walk over to it, it started pouring. So, but again, we adapted. Amazon, right? We all just, you go this way and then all of a sudden you got to go left real quick. So that's what we did, and we still had a great time.
Yeah, it was really everyone, the staff at Salt Life was great. So it was a really fun meetup, and I only had it like 2 to 4, because I am an introvert, and I am that person who will be off to the side, like not knowing what to say. So I wanted it to have not everyone wants to stay the whole time, and that's so if come to the future meetups and you can stay and talk or leave whenever. I'm an Irish Exeter, but I was like, I can't do that because I'm hosting it. Like
right. But it worked out well. Some people left early. Some people stayed super late and were ready to keep the party going.
Yeah, we were there till ended up being 7:30, just hanging out, chatting about all things, not just Amazon. We're talking about families, where we live, where we've lived before. And so you're really making that connection with another human being in person. And the one thing I will say, which is just a testament, it's weird to say it to me, but everyone was really nice and genuine, and I would hope that is the kind of people that I'm attracting.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They're good people, just really good people, very easygoing, and we did have some shy people, and they ended up warming up, and we're all super inclusive and really want to keep everybody involved. And man, what a good time. And just like you said, talking about just everything. Like, how did your family cope with boxes all around the house? And how does this And it's really nice to be able to have those discussions. So it almost makes your nerves kind of chill out, makes you feel a little bit better about the chaos you create in your home.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, everyone's talking about all their FBM stuff, and I was like, yeah, I got a shed a year ago now, and that shed is full.
Yeah, jam-packed. We're showing pictures and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, this is my stockpile. This is that. And it was really great. Some of the people you felt comfortable with, I'll tell you, I dropped some beautiful, beautiful little leads to some of the people that we were talking to. So I was like, hey, you want some replens? Here we go. And don't tank the price because I know who you are. But, it's fantastic to find a lot of, like-minded people. And Nikki's groups do attract a certain type of person, and just a genuine, chill, happy-go-lucky, good people.
Yeah, and it's fun for me to have people that, they came Friday and they came Saturday. And it's fine if you only did one or you only did the other. We had some people who had emergencies, things come up. Especially with traveling. That's why I came in a day early, so that I could account for some travel issues. And if everything went well, have a day in sunshiny Florida. So
Absolutely. And it's flexible. And, that's something that you have to remember. But I'm telling you guys, it was fantastic. It was a great time. There's going to be meetups in the future.
People exchange phone numbers. These are.
I got phone numbers, y'all, and I gave my phone number out. So it's there. You're making friends, and you're making lifelong friends. It's great.
The big thing that I can't stress enough is community. I'm trying to bring sellers together. That was the whole purpose of this. The whole purpose of why I started the Bolo group was just to bring sellers together to talk to each other. So if you can take that other step further and talk to each other in person, we are going to be in Michigan in May. So be sure to check out yoursellingguide.com/meetup, and you'll be able to see all that information, because I should have it up there before this podcast comes out. I'm trying to go, clearly, I don't know if y'all know, but Florida's not my favorite state in the U.S., but it is really pretty. It's cold in March in Oklahoma, so I was like, yeah, let's go to Florida. And so I'm trying to pick different places around the U.S. that we can travel to that have a lot of sellers. But the main thing I want to stress is, if you have the funds in your business, because it is a business trip, just like if you were to go to a conference for work, if you have the funds, come to a meetup, meet some people, get to know people, because you might meet, Derek lives here, but he's from Michigan. So you might meet people who actually you have a lot in common with, might be in your area, and now the main thing that I love about Becky and I is that we're not in the same area. So we're sharing leads all the time.
All the
and
time.
so those are great friends to have. It's awesome to have someone you can also chat with over coffee, but it's also great to have friends around the US. So if you do want to come to Michigan, which hopefully is going to be spring and sunny and not snowy.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
But we will be there in May 20th. So save the date, check out the website for more about that. We're also going to be going probably to California, but TBD on that. So definitely, if you could come in May, I would love to meet you. Becky would love to meet
Absolutely.
you. And we'll have a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like Nikki said, can't stress it enough. Y'all own your own business. Take advantage of all those, the things that are out there, and basically business trips, all that stuff, tax write-offs, y'all. And again, talk to your CPAs and whatnot. But these business trips is source, like you're sourcing. You can source. Check out all those stores that you don't have in your local area. I've got major FOMO for grocery outlet on the West Coast. I'm chomping at the bit, and go to the different stores, check it out, and see what's out there, because it's fantastic. It's a lot more than just the little area you live in.
Yes, so I am inviting you to come. If you are shy, come. I'm shy too. We will sit there and be shy together.
I'm not shy. So, if you're shy, you let me know you're shy, and I'll make sure you're not shy. It's fantastic. And there's people of all different, there's outgoing people, there's shy people. But ultimately, we did have a couple shy people, and by the end of the night,
you wouldn't know it.
You wouldn't know it. So it's with everything new, it's intimidating. Don't be intimidated. You know who we are.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to check out the recap of the whole video, it'll be on YouTube on my channel at Nikki Kirk. So NIKKIKIRK. I also have this podcast available on YouTube if you want to watch Becky and I sitting in our hotel room.
Right.
I'll be back next week with another episode. As always, you can follow along on your favorite podcast player at Your Selling Podcast, again on YouTube. And you can learn from me about all things Amazon at yoursellingguide.com. You can chat with Becky in the groups. She's always available if you want to tag her.
Absolutely.
Tag her with your questions. You can also tag me if you're in any of the groups. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Please leave me a review wherever you are listening. It really means a lot to me. And if you ever have any questions on the Anchor FM app, you can actually audio record a question, and I will answer them on future episodes. If you are a member of the community or you want to be on the podcast, please email me at podcast@yoursellingguide.com. Until next week, happy sourcing.